We're joined today by Western Washington University softball player Kaelynn Simmons. Kaelynn is a pitcher for the Vikings, but we're talking to her today because it's Native American Heritage Month. And there's a lot of literature out there that we've been reading up as the department. But we want to hear from our student athletes during these great months. And so Kaelynn, if you can tell us a little bit about where you're from, what tribe that you represent, and just kind of a little bit about growing up and what this month means to you. So first of all, where are you from and your tribe?
So I'm from Dallas, Oregon, or Grand Round too, so I'm part of the competitive tribes of Grand Round, but I also have descendancy from Muckleshoot, but I'm enrolled in Grand Round.
Tell us a little bit about what this month means to you. The NCAA has been celebrating these months, but not just making it a month, but turning it into an all-year-round education process. And this is some of the literature I'm going to read off on. During Native American Heritage Month, we celebrate the rich and diverse cultures, traditions, and histories of the nation's first people and acknowledge their important contributions. There is no such thing as Native American culture. There are many different tribal nations, all with their own unique cultural traditions and languages. And after doing some research on your tribe and your band of tribes from Oregon, Northern California, and Southwest Washington, it seems like it describes that very well because you guys are a unique bunch. I know that there's been some recent history where you guys have been recognized more in the last 50 years, but tell us about growing up in that environment and how proud you are of that community that you're a big part of.
I would say I'm extremely proud. I think I like how you touched on it's more of a all year round thing, because that's how I feel my culture and who I am is it's something I live every day. It's something that I acknowledge every day. And I think I'm extremely blessed that I was raised in this culture and proud of who my ancestors were. And it's really just a blessing to be able to live that.
Tell us something that's unique about the environment and the community that you grew up in your tribe, and something that you remember about, whether it be your ancestors that you learned about, or just something that was special when you guys got together as a family.
So I think that it was always special going on tribal canoe journeys. That's something I really remember and is special in my heart. It's where we all go up and down Washington coast, and the last one they had one before COVID was up in Lummi actually. So we all paddled up through Lummi and just gathering as different nations, different tribes, and sharing our individual diverse cultures within our different tribes.
Now, as a high school pitcher, you were a dominating person in Oregon and won several awards. And I know that there was probably a lot of proud family members of that, and now you've carried that onto the university level. How proud are you to be here at this university and to help carry on the things that you've learned in growing up, and now that you're a student athlete and that you're able to pass on a lot of these traditions and to help educate possibly teammates and classmates and coaches about what Native American heritage means, not only to you but to your community, and now spreading that to your teammates?
Yeah, so I'm so proud and I'm so thankful for all the support that I've gotten from my community and throughout high school and even now through college. That's truly been a blessing, and I think playing is definitely something that I take much pride in because my ancestors didn't get this opportunity. So I think that's something I'm really proud of and something that continues to push me to play softball at this university. And I think I love being a part of this team, and they're always so willing to learn and be inclusive, and so just kind of also just teaching them kind of where we come from, and even just the Coast Salish lands that we're playing on is such a blessing. So,
what is your major here at Western, and kind of what impact do you hope to make once you graduate and move along from playing collegiate softball?
So my major is communications. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know what I want to do with that yet, but definitely want to work back with my tribe or just work with tribes in general. I think there's, I find much power going back to my tribe and working for them, and so that's something definitely I want to do. Not exactly what direction I want to go with that, but yeah.
When you were growing up, was there some people that you looked up to that were kind of in that same mold of giving back to the community and giving back to your tribe? And once you reached this level in your life, knowing that this is what you wanted to do, you wanted to be the next wave and the next generation of inspiring the youth and inspiring the people that you can impact on a daily basis, especially with your tribe?
I think definitely my dad, my grandma, grandpas. I think just like my ancestors in general, they definitely didn't get this opportunity, and they went through a lot of struggle. So I think I'm proud to like be here and be able to be successful and just play at the next level. I think too, of course, my dad, our tribal councilwoman, Cheryl Kennedy, Dana Lino, Lisa Lino. There's been a lot of people, like my entire community behind me and helping me, like just supporting me. I really love it. I'm so blessed to have that support.
During this month, how would you encourage students at Western or just collegiate students in the community in general to get submersed into Native American Heritage Month, and what would you encourage them to learn about the culture that you grew up in?
I think definitely one thing is there's so much in the media of just one, just like showing one aspect of like Native American culture, and I think it's important to know that there's like diverse like practices. We have shared practices, but there's like different nuances between each tribe, and I think that's important to know that there's not just one thing about natives, and every place is different. It's different from Coast Salish and different from where I am, different from the plains. There's all sorts of different culture and practices.
I want to ask you a question about your family here in Bellingham and your softball team. It's something that I've grown to love and to like is Western softball because of the character that you all have, the fun that you have on the field. What's it like being part of this program that Cheryl has helped take and build, and how much fun do you have just being a Viking in that program?
Oh, it's like I can't even describe the feeling. It's so fun. I think one thing that I think of too is just like the dugout. I know if anybody comes to the games, you'll see us in the dugout. It's so much fun in there, and I definitely just love Cheryl, love my teammates, and I think the mentality in the program that we have is like amazing. I love it.
You mentioned the word inclusive. It is an inclusive program.
Yeah.
You guys are very heavily involved in the community with community service hours, and you guys do fundraising. You guys pretty much seems like the ideals of the program are to build you character to take you to the next level of your career. Even in 3 years in the program, have you seen yourself grow as an individual and really prepare you for the next step in your career?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I feel like I've grown so much in this program at the school, and Cheryl definitely cares about softball, but more importantly, she cares about who we are as people and how we develop and our character. And I think that program really helps build us up and definitely get us ready for the next steps after college.
Well, Kaelynn, we really enjoyed meeting with you today and learning more about Native American Heritage Month, and also just about you as in general. We have over 300 student athletes, and each one has a unique story to tell. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping educate us, and we're going to make sure that this is talked about year-round and not just in the month of November.